I am one with my glorious I Am presence and Holy Christ Self. My personalities, body elemental, and new spirit. All parts of my being are in balance, harmony, and alignment. And my aura is fully contained within my heart diamond and within Metatron's cosmic egg. I am now ready to receive today's message. Greetings, beloveds. What wondrous joy I have to behold you as you awaken, as you hear my voice speaking to you in your own hearts and in your own minds. I see you following my guidance as I whisper to you what you should do and who you should follow in terms of receiving the highest possible level of instructions that are available to you at this time. There are many who are bringing forth beautiful messages from the angelic realms and from the ascended master realm. There are also many who are bringing forth messages that are only from their ego. And as you take your first steps along this path, it is very important to be able to distinguish between the two. It is a learning process, beloveds, that everyone must go through at some point along their path. For there are always messages from the side of truth, and there are always messages from the side of ego. And it is only as you learn to differentiate between the two within your own heart and your own mind that you can truly grow in your own mastery. So as I have said before, do not be afraid to make mistakes. Do the best you can at all times. And listen to the messages with your hearts. If your hearts feel uplifted and joyous after hearing a message, then it is most likely a message that is good for you and in alignment with the highest truth. If you feel depressed, sad, or frightened after hearing a message, then it is most likely not aligned with the truth. And you can disassociate yourself both from that message and from that messenger. Cut off all links with such messages and with such messengers, so that you are not being affected at any level of your being by their energy or by their misinformation. It is always important to protect yourselves, beloveds. There are many who wish to take your energy from you, and they have developed many ways of doing this. So when you are engaged in any activity and you feel depleted after that activity, you might want to think about making the choice to not do that activity anymore. This time on the planet is so important, beloveds, that it is important that you use every waking moment to the best of your ability, to the highest alignment of light and love that you can possibly attain, so that each activity is a source of nourishment to your spiritual being or to your physical being, your emotional or mental beings. Every activity should bring positive energy to you, to at least one aspect of yourself, if not to all of the aspects of yourself. This is basically what many of these meditations are for. They are to nourish you, to uplift you, to help you remember how your true being feels within you, so that you can then, when you are engaged in activities in the world, remember how it feels to be your true self. How it feels to be constantly emanating love and joy throughout all of your activities and everywhere around you. I want you to remember what it feels like to be walking in the world with a smile on your face and joy in your heart, perceiving the perfection of all that is, and sharing by your mere presence the love and the joy that you are out into the world. The world needs to see you, beloveds. The world wants to see that everything is really okay, in spite of what the media wants them to believe. And when they see a radiating, joyous being in the grocery store, at the gas station, or simply walking down the street, this will uplift them, beloveds. I promise you. Christmas's husband had a wonderful experience of this the other day. He went to drop off a piece of paper at an office, and when he got out of his car, he noticed in the car next to him a young father holding his twin babies in his arms, and the babies were just crying unconsolably. He dropped off the paper in the office and came back about 5 minutes later, and the young father was in the same position, and the babies were still crying. The father looked at Christmas's husband with a kind of sad desperation in his eyes, because he didn't know what to do. So her husband, Jim, spoke a few words to the father, just commenting on how difficult it was to be a father of twins, and just giving him a smile. And then he sat in his car and he said a prayer for the father and for the babies. He started to pull out of the parking space and he looked over at the father, who was trying to get his attention. And so Jim stopped the car and rolled down the window. And the young father said, "Hey, man, thanks for your love. Thanks for your love, man." Because the babies had stopped crying and were peaceful. And the father recognized that it was something that Jim had done that had caused the babies to stop crying. You can do this too in the world, beloveds. When you notice a crying child anywhere, even without engaging the attention of the parents, simply silently saying a prayer of blessing for the child and the parents, in your own words, with love in your heart, and you can bring peace and joy into the outer world in this way. What a wonderful gift to give to another, even if they don't know that you have said the prayer, as it was in the case with Jim. The simple fact that you are doing it is a blessing for the recipient of your prayer, and it is a blessing for you as well. For remember, all that you give freely, and this includes feelings of peace and love and joy, will be returned to you. You will be filled with all that you give away. So you cannot empty yourselves of peace, love, or joy. That is simply impossible. So please, beloveds, go about the world as my emissaries. Think of me as you walk the streets, or think of God, or think of love, or think of light, purity, perfection, any of the divine frequencies. And as you go about and mingle with the world, holding these frequencies in your mind and in your heart, they will radiate from you and automatically bring blessings to those around you. So even without saying a specific prayer of blessing, simply by holding these frequencies in your consciousness, you will be blessing others, and you will be blessed yourself. As more and more of my children do this activity in the world will become greatly enlightened. The world itself will become full of this love and this joy. And one day, that is all that will be present on this planet. And all of you will walk about with smiles on your faces. Fear will be abolished and will exist no more. Greed, envy, and anger, and all of the human sentiments of the distorted ego will dissipate until they too exist no more. Their time of dominion is officially over. Those who continue to rely upon those sentiments as their only means of expression will no longer be allowed to remain on this planet. So let go of these feelings right now, beloveds. They do not serve you any longer and are only delaying the joy that is yours, the experience of your true self, and the ascension of the entire planet. So drop them like a hot potato. You do not want to be burned by their frequencies, beloveds. You want to feel the cool breeze of enlightenment. You want to live in the love and light that you truly are. And it is true, beloveds, that only you yourselves are preventing you from having that experience in this very moment. So step up. Become the master that you are. Only allow yourself to express the most beautiful and purest feelings and thoughts wherever you go and whatever you do. And you will feel so blessed. You will feel such joy within you. I promise you this, beloveds. I love you and I bless you always. I am Metatron.